Hi, I'm Lizzie and I'm from Make Fabric Boutique, and I thought it was about time I jumped on the bandwagon of YouTube and did a YouTube video and started my channel. So I would like to, on my posts that I put out, on the videos that I do, I'd like to talk to you all about different fabrics that we've got in the shop, because I think that's quite important because people can't see them if they're not local. What else am I going to do? I'm going to talk to you about current projects of mine. Not necessarily from fabrics from my own shop, because I think, you know, we all have a healthy, lovely thing of buying fabrics from all over the place, and I'm not the only fabric shop out there. Also maybe talk to you about little highs and lows of the business across everything that's going on, talk to you about workshops coming up, etc. So that's what I'm thinking, fingers crossed and hoping is going to work out on this channel. Hopefully you like it and I'm doing the right thing. You can always put some comments and tell me what you'd like to see. If there's a particular fabric you'd like to see, I can try and do that as well, etc, etc. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Also, the other thing I really want to do is be real. I'm not, you know, I don't, you know, if you see me on social media, you'll see I'll prance around and be a bit silly and stuff, because that's just who I am. So hopefully you enjoy it, and hopefully you'll come with me on this YouTube ride, however it goes. Okay, so Make Fabric Boutique, we are based in Plymouth, in Devon. A little bit about me, and I'm going to be totally honest, be real, this is what it's all about. I was living not in the UK for a long time. I came back to the UK, no idea what I wanted to do, didn't have a clue. And I saw an opportunity and also fell in love with buttons, upcycling, putting buttons on everything. Literally did cardigans, clothes, dresses, anything I could put some really funky buttons on, but I really struggled to find those cool funky buttons, especially in Plymouth. We just didn't have any shops like it. So that was it. I was on a little train of thought, I could open a button shop. A button shop? I know, bizarre. My dad was like, what are you thinking? But I went with it. Funky Poppy was born. That was in 2010. I opened my Funky Poppy button shop, and I was based on the Barbican for 5 years. Really good. Started off in the house that Jack built, was there for like 4.5, 5 years. And yeah, it just grew and grew from there. So my love for upcycling with the buttons went then into making clothes. Now, I do not have a background in any sort of design or fashion or anything, or college or anything like that. So when I had the button shop, I was gifted a sewing machine for a birthday or Christmas by my dad and my stepmom, thank you very much. And I got it out, set it up, ran a stitch, and it didn't work. Well, it did, but it was all clumpy and didn't know what to do. Put it back in the cupboard. And there it stayed for 2 years. And whilst having the button shop, I thought, right, what can we do? Let's, you know, I think buttons are great, but I feel like I need a bit more of a challenge. And there weren't any fabric shops in Plymouth at the time that sold, well, no, there still aren't, that sold this type of fabric. There was also nowhere to learn to sew for home sewers. There was university degrees or college courses or, you know, evening classes at the college. But nothing for a nice day out, let's come and make something. Plus, I needed to learn. So that's when Make was born. Originally in Vauxhall Street, so I called it Make at 140 Vauxhall Street. I opened a cafe, shop, workshop space. I was there for 3 years and loved it, absolutely loved the whole concept, but it didn't quite work in that location. So there for 3 years, we ran classes and everything, teaching people how to sew. That's when I learned. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? From my own teachers that I was employing. So I was organising it all and sort of organising all the teachers and what classes we would run, and then learning it myself as we went. It was a steep learning curve, and it was really exciting, and I absolutely loved it. But like I said, it didn't work in Vauxhall Street. Something wasn't quite right, the balance wasn't quite there. So I had to change, and that's when I found our home and ocean studios. So it's great here. We work alongside Real Ideas organisation, who are fantastic. I use their upstairs space to run our classes. So as and when we sort of hire the space from them, run the classes, usually with 3 or 4 classes running at once. It's a really lovely space, really light and bright, and if you've seen, I'll do some videos of that at some point as well. And then I've got the shop downstairs, so that works really well. We've got the cafe, so you've got the Ocean Studios cafe, who can serve you yummy coffees and lovely cakes. Then our little shop, shouldn't call it little, it's packed full of beautiful fabrics. And then the workshop space as and when I run classes upstairs. And we've been here 6 years. It's crazy, time has flown. Obviously COVID and that and everything, but time has flown and it's been great. And we are carrying on. We've got our winter schedule out now up until Christmas of all our sewing classes. But I might talk to you about that another time. I think in this first video, what I wanted to do was give you a background of me, which I've done in this sense, and also talk to you about some of my favourite fabrics in the shop, what I've made with them, and what my next projects are going to be. So that was the idea of this, just this first one, just so you can get an idea of who I am and what sort of things I'm going to talk to you about. Cool. So, in case you haven't seen me before, you might not know that this is my favourite pattern in the whole wide world. The Lizzy jumpsuit. I am wearing one today, if you can see, made in a viscose. And the Lizzy jumpsuit, this is original paper pattern. They don't sell it on paper patterns anymore, sadly, but it's from Paper Theory. Brilliant pattern. I'm sure lots of you have heard about it, so I'm not going to babble on too much about it. But the Lizzy jumpsuit, you can get it from Paper Theory online, download it as a PDF. If you're local to Plymouth, we've got a collaboration with the Art Side on Mayflower Street, so you can use them to get it printed for a reduced price if you mention make, which is great, thanks guys. But it's fantastic, love it, absolutely love the shape, love everything about it, and we do a class on it. So I thought I'd start with this fabric, so my favourite pattern of all time, and one of, I think, oh, am I gonna say it? I am. One of my favourite fabrics of all time, Sevenberry. Sevenberry cotton. It's just a beautiful fabric. It's got like a linen texture. Look at that one. It's quite a loose weave for a cotton, but it just is beautiful. It's a beautiful structure. It's a beautifully made Japanese cotton fabric. It is only narrow, so it's only 110 wide. So sadly, with this fabric, you do need quite a bit more than if you had a wider fabric making anything. But it is worth it. It's worth every penny. She says, how much is it? Still only £16 a metre, so it's really good value for this amazing quality fabric. Now, Sevenberry is a Japanese brand, I think I've said that, and they do loads of designs. But I love triangles, so this one is my favourite of all time. I do have a Lizzy jumpsuit in it, of course, and I am thinking about making a pair of trousers as well, because I just really like it. Okay, that was one of my favourite fabric. Oh, dare I say it? It is, I think, of all time. Right, moving on. Let's go to, I really like this. Okay, so I bought a ready-to-wear dress because I was just feeling frivolous, and it's the only one I've bought in about 5 years. And I loved the design, beautiful. Fabric wasn't really natural, didn't really like the fabric, but I just loved the pattern, the design. And it was very, very similar to the Charlie Ann wrap dress. Now the Charlie Ann wrap dress has got a lovely dropped back, nice little sleeves here, with this sort of, it's no gather, but it's just a really nice, simple wrap dress pattern. This is by Sew to Grow. So I just wanted to show this fabric, which is a fabric godmother fabric, which I've still got in the shop, which is Leone. Lovely drape and colour. And I made that dress so I copied the pattern from one of my lovely teachers, helped me copy the pattern. You can do that in a class, which is called Recreate a Favourite. But I wanted to show you that pattern because it was similar. I made that dress, which is one of my favourites actually. It's casual, but funky, and I wear it quite a lot. And I am going to replicate it again in another fabric, which I'm getting in very soon. Another fabric, godmother fabric actually. I do love her fabrics. The crepe has just got a really, really nice texture to it. It's really nice, quite different to some other crepes I've seen. Next, so that was the Charlie and wrap dress. Next, we've got a pattern that I've sewn again and again. The Stevie by Tilly and the Buttons. Doesn't have much shape, so it's a drop sleeve, similar to this. It's a straight dress and a little top. And we actually do this in our next stage beginner sewing class. So if you know how to use a sewing machine but you've never sewn clothes, this is the pattern we'll use. One of the options of the patterns. But I've made quite a few of these actually, and I really like them. This was one of them. This is a Talia brunette. Beautiful, lightweight, absolutely lush. Love wearing this version. I love graphical prints. I feel like there needs to be more graphical designs on fabrics rather than lots of florals. You'll notice I have no florals here because although I have florals in the shop, it's not my fave, although they're very pretty. So this one here, Talia brunette, Visco Shadow Night, Visco's modal, £18 a metre, lovely lightweight. Have that in a lovely Stevie. Now also I've got this one, put that one back down there, which is a Lady McElroy. I love this one again. Winslet Pool. It's a lovely viscose, lovely and drapey, beautiful green. And we have discovered that with the Tilly and the Button Stevie, you can wear it back to front. So if you turn it round the other way, which some of you might be like, I knew that ages ago. But the front has got the sort of, not high neck, but sort of up to here. If you turn it round, you've got a slight little V-neck. And if you've got the ties on it, they dangle down, or you can tie them in a loose bow. It looks really cute, especially with a really nice lightweight fabric like this. So that is one I've had for quite a long time. I keep getting the fabric in again and again because I love it. And when I ask my partner, oh, what should I wear, this or this? This, he always chooses. Must love it. Nice green. Obviously I'm a green fan. So that was the Tilly and the Button Stevie with a few options. Now trouser patterns. Two I've made, both the Calder pants, which is a cashmerette, and they come in a size 12 to 32 apple and pear fit, which is really cool. If you've not heard of cashmerette, they are designed for plus women. You can, now they are producing smaller sizes as well. But I love the fact you've got, you know, the option for the pear or the apple. It's great. And I have made a pair of shorts in this rainy. And I love it, really nice, quite smart. Can be worn sort of in our summer. So when it's not too boiling hot. Nice texture. Rainey's a nettle-based fabric and is a really nice alternative to linen. It's very linen-like and comes in lots of colours. I've not seen any printed Rainey before, so that's interesting. Whether I'll find some of that sometime down the line, we'll see. And then the Pietra pants. That's another of my favourite patterns. I didn't bring any fabric up to show you that. But that is one of my all-time favourite trouser patterns. Love the low pockets, love the detailing on them, and that's the closet core Pietra pants. The other last fabric I've got here is a viscose linen. I just wanted to show you the drape of it. I've not sewn anything in this, but it was one of the favourite ones I've got in the shop at the moment. And I am thinking a nice summer pair of shorts, because it's got a really nice drape, so you can imagine sort of not full, but you know, nice pair of shorts in that. They look quite smart as well as being quite breezy and nice in the summer, because we are getting a summer. She says, sitting here on a rainy day, rainy Saturday in July. So those are my favourite fabrics that I've got in the shop at the moment, and things I may or may not have sewn with them. And then we're going to move on to what my next projects are. Now I have made a swimming costume before, and my next project is going to be a colour block bikini. I didn't bring the fabric with me, I will show you that next time, but that's the Cottesloe full brief, definitely full brief. So that's the higher brief and then a little bikini. So that's going to be before my holiday at the end of August. You're all going to hold me accountable to it. I've got two fabrics here that I've not bought in my own shop. Oh, shock horror, I know. Now, one of them I actually bought in Sri Lanka when I was there last year, with the idea that I would use it and sell it in the shop. So I'd make a collaboration or, you know, work with this company, this designer in Sri Lanka. However, when I came home, I did a bit of research and realised that I think he'd ripped off the design from a big pattern maker, big fabric designer. So I've got this lovely fabric. Isn't it cool? Big print, Frida Kahlo, and the monkey, and it's a nice lightweight cotton. And I've had it since last year and not known what to do with it. And then I kept getting it out, talking to customers about it, and we've decided the Savvy Sew sundress, that is what I'm going to do with it. The long version, I've got a long version of this one, really like this pattern. You can make it shorter, there's different pocket options, you can also put elastic in it. So I just thought that one, how fabulous, would just really showcase that print with, you know, Frida going right down the centre. Great. So that is another one I'm going to sew before my holds, going to France, with a fabric that's not in my shop, but you've got to use your fabric stash. I need to stop buying fabric, that's my problem. And then lastly, Maison Faux, absolutely, again, another favourite dress of this, the Paola. Really nice string straps. I'm always paranoid about getting a bad suntan. Always put sun cream on, but I always want to just get a nice tan. And this has got really nice skinny straps, but I'm going to adapt it. I'm going to make the top and then attach it to a full skirt. So I'm going to put some elastic in it, then attach it to a full skirt. So I'm not sure how it's going to work out, but it's going to be in this bright green. Now this is a weird peach skin fabric I bought very low cost in a shop when I was up in Bideford. And I just love the colour, fell in love with it. It's not a fabric I'd ever sell in my shop because it's not a natural fibre. That's why I thought a dress would work, because it can breathe, because otherwise it's a bit hot. So that is what I'm going to be sewing next. Lastly, talking about fabric stashes, we are doing, or I'm doing, offering a fabric de-stash and summer party. So if you're local to Plymouth, Devon, Cornwall, you know, we are doing this on the 8th of August. You need to get a ticket on Eventbrite. The idea is you bring your fabric along beforehand, not on the evening, I'm afraid, so we can get it ready. You get given buttons as tokens or money for your patterns or fabric. So if you bring one pattern in, you'll get one big button. If you bring 3 meters of fabric, you'll get 3 big buttons. 3.5, you'll get 3 big buttons and a smaller button for the ½ meter, etc. So on like that. Bring them on the evening of the 8th of August and you can spend your tokens on fabric that other people have brought in. Idea is, let's reduce those pattern fabric stashes so we can go out and swap for some nice fabric, but also maybe buy some other fabric from local independent fabric shops. Okay, so I loved doing this little video, or chatting to you all. Whether it's called a video anymore, I don't know, probably not. If there's anything you'd like to say, pop it in the comments. I'd love to see if anyone wants to follow me. Ooh, that's exciting. And I will be back to tell you about my next 3 projects and some new fabrics that we've had in. So thanks so much for listening, and I shall speak to you again soon. Thanks, Ed.